What's up, boys? Today I was thinking we should fit the handbrake on the 940. So today we're doing a full hydraulic e-brake install with dual calipers. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. And we're also going to mount the reservoir in the engine bay somehow. I haven't planned out where I'm gonna put it or anything really, but the first thing we need to do is get these seats inside of the car, or really only the driver's seat. Right now I have these seats in here, which are from my winter beater, which is right here. So I've taken out the sparkles from that car, so I'm just going to quickly put these in my winter beater, and I guess we'll put in one of the sparkle seats to try and mock up the placement of the handbrake so we can see where it feels best. Like, I need to put in the seat so I know where my seating position is and like where I kind of want the handbrake. Then I'll pull the seat out again because we need to weld a mount and etc, and I don't want my seat burning up. Let's get to work. I just have to put these seats in the car outside. I'll get back to you soon, boys. So I mounted the seat in the 940, only the driver's side though. Kind of got myself positioned in how I want it. Can easily grab the clutch, and the steering wheel is not too far away, but this will come closer when we do like a racing steering wheel, but this is basically the best you can get it. I'm kind of wondering if I can make like some sort of spacer for the pedal so that it comes closer, because this is always the problem that I have with Volvos, is that you get the steering wheel so close but the pedal is so far away. So I might actually have a look at that. I just realized that when I told you this now. But anyway, got the handbrake here, and I don't like them positioned over here because I think that it's too far away. So I want mine kind of in this position right here, which should be fine. I've already checked for clearances and stuff. So if I put this down, I marked out right here and right here, and I'm going to weld on like a plate here so that I can mount the handbrake. I guess we'll just make some sort of plate here, and then after we'll mount the handbrake, see that it fits good, everything works good, and then we'll weld it all together and put that thing on. So I'll try and get that sorted out, and let's go weld, boys. Yo boys, so as you can see in the last clips, we made a plate, we made some support plates, welded it to the car. I also made the decision to tap actual holes in the plate. It's a 4mm plate, and the handbrake sits with 6, I can't make 6 with my hand, but 6 M6 bolts, so that should be plenty. I have the plate is 4mm, so I with M6 by 1 thread, you get plenty of threads in a 4mm plate, and also with there being 6 of them, it's sufficient enough to just tap into the plate, and very nice. Then you don't have to use nuts and etc. But I got the handbrake all mounted up. I mounted the cylinder on and the actual handle. This came out so good. I'm stoked, boys. Check this out, even in here. Don't know if I will be able to show you guys. Hell yeah, some synced bolts. So I saved up a bunch of synced bolts from cars that I've pulled apart, so I can have some extras if I need to use any. But this is the setup at the moment. So I have my wheel here. Dude, this is so hard to do with one hand. But yeah, I have the wheel here. This wheel will be much narrower when we get a racing steering wheel in here. Got my shifter, got my handbrake. Dude, this sits so nice, it's insane. And the plate doesn't rub against the seat or anything. It is freaking sturdy with the 4mm steel, and dude, the placement of the handbrake is so good. I really like having them here, so it's really close. You have your hand on the wheel, switch to the brake, you know. Got some runs in the paint though, not very nice. So now we have to get the actual brake lines routed. So we have to route the brake line through the firewall into the engine compartment, where we need to run some more brake line and actually mount the reservoir for the brake fluid. Then we have to run lines to the back to tee it off, and then run lines out the brake lines and out to the calipers. We also need to fit the dual caliper brackets and etc. Maybe we need to sandblast those old calipers a bit because they look a little bit crusty, my boy. This was my day's work. Was really nice and chill just doing this. I had actually a great time. It was really nice. I'm not so stressed out right now about getting this thing done, so having some extra time to put into the fabrication of this mount felt really nice, and I guess I'll continue this tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. See you soon. So I decided to start out in the engine bay trying to figure out where I should put the reservoir. So I put it right here. It could probably fit somewhere inside of here to make it look a little bit neater, but this is more service friendly, so I chose this spot, and it's better to have it on that side than on this side where you have the exhaust and all of the hot parts, so you don't heat up your fluid. So I'm thinking we should run a brake line from here into the firewall somewhere around here. So I've actually taken a punched right there. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but you can actually see here where I punched. So I'll drill right through there, and then we just go straight to the handbrake itself. So we'll have this part at the reservoir going to this thing, which we put through the firewall. So this thing, brake line, to this thing, to this thing, then to a brake line, and then straight to the cylinder itself. I bought this as a piece of kit. I also got like a kit with all of the fittings for the rear. I don't know if the brake line is long enough now. I don't know if the brake line is long enough though, seeing as where I put my reservoir. But if we run out of brake line, I can just go buy some more. It only included 1 meter. So I'm going to start bending some brake line and fixing the fittings, and I guess I'll update you when I'm done with that. Yo boys, so I have continued to work on the car, and now we have a brake line going here from the reservoir into the car. this line continues in here through the firewall. Fuck, I can't see shit. Anyway, it goes right from here, from the firewall into the brake cylinder, and from the cylinder right here to the rear of the car. I'm going to tie this down at a later time. I need to get some of these. I don't actually know what these things are called, but these things to hold it down, the smaller kind. So I'll have to go and buy those someday. And then I started looking in the rear because I run the line under the car from there, and then we actually had a T for brake line, so the brake line goes from one brake line to two, and one goes out to each wheel. Also, I found this pretty interesting. I guess this is all rusted shut, and the previous owner couldn't get this brake line out, so my brake line going to my actual rear brakes now isn't even attached, as you can see, so we have to fix that. But then also we need to make some sort of bracket for this brake line, because this brake line is going to go somewhere around here to a bracket just like this one. Maybe we just make like a similar kind of bracket, just like right up here. Then we go the brake line into that, and then a brake hose, steel braided line from this to here, because the rear axle can move up and down, and if you have just like a solid line like this all the way to the caliper, you can actually brake them. So that's kind of the plan. And as I said earlier, I had actually saved up 2 of these rear brake calipers from a Volvo 740, so I thought I would just sandblast these and use these. But I started checking them out, and they have pins right here to keep the pads in place, because this is a 2-pot caliper, or what you call it. So you have these pins holding them in place, as you can see here, but here it's rusted off. So yeah, need a new caliper, and guess how the second one looks? Even worse. Holy shit. So also the someone's calling me. Wait a bit, boys. Yes, I thought I would use these calipers, but both of the calipers are damaged, and in a way that I would not like to repair them. Also the pistons or whatever are stuck in this one, so I guess it's stuck in this one too. I don't know why I thought these would be so good, since they were on a beater car for several years, and also the car hadn't been used in years, so these are shit anyway. So now I need new calipers, and since I'm doing new calipers anyway, I thought we should replace the brake discs and also do pads in this caliper, so we get everything fresh. Because if we need a new rotor, or rather if we put new pads, we should put new rotor, and then we might as well just put new pads in this. So that kind of sucks. I've already ordered that though, so that is on the way, but that's another like $300 down the drain. So kind of sucks. I'm thinking though that to continue it, I need to see how I'm going to run the brake line, because I need to order the brake lines or go somewhere in town to have them made, because they will be kind of custom, I guess. So I was thinking we need to fit the dual caliper mount here, and then we'll see how we want to run the brake line and the brake hose or whatever, and where the calipers sit and how it's all looking. I can use these calipers anyway to mock shit up. So I have these dual caliper brackets. I don't actually know where these are from. Pretty solid kit though, comes with bolts and stuff. Oh, it's ASS, Anderson Steel and Speed. Very nice. So yeah, I thought we should mount this up here in the rear, so we can check out how everything fits, and yeah, trying to pull all of this together. But yeah, let's just try and fit the bracket to the rear. I think we need to get rid of the rotor and maybe pull out the axle and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get the wrenching, boys. So I don't know where we left off yesterday, but as I said, I needed some new calipers. So I went and picked up 2 new calipers. I also got 2 new brake discs, and I got pads for both rear calipers on both sides. Also the mounting kit, and I also had a brake line made from the caliper to the new brake line. So we have everything right now to put all of this together, but I was thinking that we should fit the brake disc and the dual caliper brackets and the dual caliper and everything before we actually try to mount the brake line and the brake hose, because then we can see where on the car we want it. So let's just do that real quick and we'll try to figure out how we'll do this. Hell yeah, boys. So I'm finally done with the dual caliper setup. It's just a bit dirty. Then I made a bracket here in stainless steel for the brake line from where it goes to line to a hose, and with a steel braided hose right here. I don't know if I can film this, but here is the, yeah, it's so hard you can't even see this, but the dual caliper bracket was kind of nice anyway, because you didn't need to remove the axle or anything. You kind of just bolt it up with this caliper and this one on there, so the bracket itself only sits in the mount holes for this caliper, so it's kind of easy to install. If you're doing one of these kits as well from Andersson Steel and Speed, I guess I'll just say this because I had to take some time to figure it out, but you need a washer between the caliper and the mount, or the mounting plate or whatever. You need 2 washers on this caliper and 2 washers on this caliper. Also there are these bolts that you bolt the caliper on with, new that come with the kit, that are a bit longer, so you can actually bolt this caliper down. So what you need to do is bolt this caliper on first, and then you need to bolt it all in place. But this screw that sits right around here, the lower one, if you don't have that in the actual through like the caliper and the mounting bracket, you can't get it in because this for the spring comes too close. I have a coilover conversion on this, so I don't have a spring here, but anyway, you need to put that bolt inside of like the caliper and the bracket while you kind of move this down to fit it into place, or else you can't get the bolt in if you don't remove the seat for the spring. I don't know if that made any sense to you guys, but I thought I might as well mention it because that was one of the troubles I had while mounting this kit. Really easy when I figured it out, but you know, you never know what kind of issues you can get into. Looks really nice, semi sort of professional even if I say it myself. And I need to tackle this side of the car, so I'll do that real quick and I'll come back to you guys with the finished product. It's the same exact process as the other side, so I'll see you guys soon. And bam, so we're finished with that side, and I started dude, there's been a bunch of issues. So at first I mounted up everything here, and on these dual caliper brackets you use a right side caliper on the left side. Unfortunately I had bought both a left and a right side caliper, but I had gotten 2 lefts, so that was fucked. Then I went to the store and swapped it out for a right caliper to put here on the left side. Everything works great. Then it all started going to shit because I started bleeding the brakes. Everything was going good, but I thought, dude, there's so much brake fluid going in. How big can the system be? And the system doesn't require very much brake fluid. However, my shop floor can swallow a bunch. So yeah, the T fitting there, where it goes from 1 line to 2, started leaking on like every line. So I was like, fuck it, I still want to get it done today. It's Friday today. I went down, flared all the lines new again, and put on a new fitting. So everything's brand new. Then we started bleeding the brakes. I had Leo help me. The brakes were getting hard. Everything looked great, and yeah, no leaks as far as I could see, at least. So we bleeded the brakes. Everything was feeling good. And then I walked and checked all the fittings again to see if there were any leaks anywhere. And I had a small leak in the T-fitting on the one on the top. So I tried tightening that just a little bit, but it started leaking a whole lot again. So now I have to redo this top one going to that T. So I'm going home now. It's a weekend, and yeah, I'm out of time to wrench on the car today, so I guess we'll fix that next week, and then I can post this video. But this has been quite the process. I'm really pleased with how it all seems to come out though. It looks really nice, but yeah, these past 2 days have been a pain. So I'll see you guys next week, and we'll try to fix that leak. Fucking rhymes, boys. See you then. Yo boys, I'm back from the weekend, and I decided to re-flare that brake line. Everything worked out great. It's holding all of the fluid inside, so now the whole system is complete. The brakes bled, everything works really nice. Like, I have yet to try that out, but it stops the wheels and it feels really good. So I hope I've done this when I posted the video, but I'm thinking that I knew I had problems what I was supposed to buy to get this all working, because there's a lot of different bits and bobs. So I was just thinking that I'm going to link all of the stuff that I use down below. This is not a sponsored thing or whatever, but there's so much stuff that you need to get, so I'll just link everything, so if one of you guys want to do the same, you'll know what stuff to get. So let's go inside and check it out. Now I haven't fastened down the seat yet, because I don't know. Shit, I haven't fastened anything down really. You know, shifting gears, and then you everything's in such a good place. The wheel will be a little bit smaller once I get the sport steering wheel on there. So really nice. Can move, take your handbrake, fucking yank it, you know, and really easy to move between the handbrake and the gear shifter. So I'm really happy with this setup. The handbrake is sturdy and nice with the mount. I don't know if I will cut this off yet. It's a bit too long. Maybe I will, maybe I don't, but it's so fast to just cut it off and just pull this thing down. So I think I'll wait with that until I actually get to drive in it, so I can see what I think about it. But man, this just feels so nice, and having dual calipers is kind of cool. I've never had dual calipers in a car before, so this is kind of nice. And I hope you guys enjoyed that part of this 940 build, or what you'd call it. I'm just fixing up a small couple of things before the season starts. I would really appreciate a thumbs up on the video if you liked it. If you disliked it, leave a thumbs down. I have my Instagram and my Patreon page down below. And that's about it I had for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cool.